Welcome back, friends. We are your hosts. I am Jake.
And I'm Chad.
This week we are sponsored by Ray's Energy Drinks.
And we are also sponsored by Crybaby Craig's Hot Sauce.
We will be talking about The Boys, episode 1, 2, and 3, now streaming on Amazon Prime.
Chef's kiss. And then we'll also be diving into Obi-Wan Kenobi episode 3 on Disney Plus. So let's not waste any more time here and let's get right on into it. This is the All Things Nerd Podcast. Nerd.
Welcome back to the All Things Nerd Podcast, your weekly dive into all things nerd. So, Chadley, how's your week been?
First off, only your girlfriend gets to call me that.
Not true. Not true.
That's fair. I just wanted to say that because it sounded way more suggestive than what I meant by it. No, my week has been really good. Haven't really done a whole lot. I did work a bunch on our new website, which went live today. Well, by the time you hear this, it's been live for a couple of days. Still working on getting the rest of the web store into it, but it's now an all-in-one interactive experience, if you will. But, I mean, other than that, just kind of like hung out, went and got some sushi the other night, which was awesome. It was the first time that I've had raw fish.
Who'd you go to sushi with?
Well, we're still not going to say names. Jacob. Oh,
but it rhymes with...
nothing. Went on a date there with this girl that I've been seeing for
a couple months now.
Yeah, for like a couple of months now. It was a lot of fun. And then we went and played some pool, and yeah.
Sweet.
It was a good time.
Sweet.
Other than that, just kind of like hung out at home.
Dope.
How about you? How was your week, Jake?
My week has been awesome. I, as you know, but not everybody knows, I started building a bar for my house.
Hell yeah.
And I got way further on it than I thought I was going to get. And I ended up finding this guy on Craigslist, and I wish I had got his permission to throw his name out there, but I didn't, so I can't. But you know those like crazy, you saw the picture of it, those crazy expensive like pieces of wood that's basically like a slab of like a tree like cut down the middle.
Yeah.
And if you look at them online, they're like $500 to $1,000 a piece. I got an 8-foot by 2-foot slab of wood from this guy for $140 for the top of my bar. So,
and it looks awesome.
Yeah, and I haven't even stained it or polyed it yet. I'm really stoked about it. Also, on top of that, if you see this dumb box right here, my sketch desk, for those of you who have been listening for our 67 episodes, I like to draw. And I have been stunted by myself, really, in my drawing capabilities because I haven't had anywhere to do it. I lived in a small apartment until now, and so I bought a sketch desk, and Chad and I, we won't say what it is, but we have something coming in the near future. But yeah. This is the first step.
We might have some stuff to talk about in a few months as conceptions turn real.
Yeah. So, but other than that, that's it for me. It's been a cool week. It was a short week at work. I'm sure everyone listening can relate.
Yeah.
Woo.
Thank you, federal holidays.
As some people would say, biha. All the way up. Let's see the whole thing.
Well, so you want it to where it says Biha as well?
Yep. Woo!
It's a bumblebee in a cowboy hat.
And it
For
says
those of you that are
Biha.
just listening, it's on my shirt. I love this shirt.
Uh, but let's we have a lot to talk about. So let's get into our first sponsor, Chad.
If you insist.
I
No,
insist.
I'm just kidding. Our first sponsor, as you guys know, is Ray's Energy Drinks. Absolutely delicious. Tons
It's
of
a
great
pickled
flavors
and
out there.
habanero. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Zero calories, zero sugar,
Yeah.
zero crash. They actually, if you guys ever grew up eating like those Italian ices that you'll get like at school lunches or at like ball games and stuff like that, they have a flavor that mimics that now. Fantastic. It's we don't know if it's permanent or not. I hope it is. But yeah, great energy. Also, if energy drinks aren't your thing, they've got so much more. So listen up, learn how to save 15%. We'll be right back with you to talk about season 3 of The Boys. Well, the first 3 episodes, but yeah. What's up, nerds? I wanted to take a minute and talk to you about Raise Energy, an incredible energy drink that provides max energy with zero crash. Raise Energy takes a giant leap of faith with instilling a high-quality formula to bring a powerful, yet sustained, energetic experience to help you push your workouts and focus to the next level. Perfect for anyone at any time, and powered by their refresh formula technology, Raise Energy delivers a performance-enhancing energy drink that aids in multiple different categories that include targeted focus, better recovery time, improved clean energy levels, and a boost in stamina and hydration. But most importantly, every can of Raise Energy has absolutely 0 calories, 0 sugar, and 0 carbohydrates to give you a smarter and healthier option. So don't settle for an energy drink that contains more sugar and carbohydrates than you can count. Instead, head over to repsports.com. That's REPPSPORTS.com and use the promo code NERDPODCAST at checkout for 15% off your order. Or if you don't know what you want, go ahead and click the link that's in the description to get a $50 sample pack for free. All you do is you cover the cost of shipping. Again, make sure you use promo code NERDPODCAST at checkout to let them know that we sent you.
All right, friends, we are going to talk about The Boys, Season 3, Episode 1, 2, and 3.
Oh,
Before we get started, giant spoiler alert. We don't want to ruin anything for you guys, so if you haven't watched any of the episodes, and even if you've watched 1 or 2 episodes and didn't finish the 3rd episode, stop listening because we're going to talk about all 3. Come back after you watched it. And yeah,
yeah.
so you've had your time. I talked enough there to whatever.
Yeah,
But
now it's your fault if we
yeah,
ruin stuff for you.
it is streaming on Amazon Prime. And let me tell you something. Holy fuck. We knew that this show was brutal and gory and fucked up, but my God.
Yeah.
Opening scene, Chad. Give it to us.
Yeah, within the first like 10 minutes, we get a whole
Ooh,
a
pun
hole.
intended? Pun
Yeah,
intended?
there. And then, not pun intended, a whole new meaning to the phrase docking.
I the second I saw it, I thought it was a butthole. It took me a second to realize that it was not a butthole.
See, when the scene happened, he's like, "I want you inside of me," and the basically like the Ant-Man of this
The
universe
boys. Yeah.
shrinks down. I thought he was going to climb into his butthole, but then you see the dude kind of like wiggle and then flop onto a table, and then you just see guy kind of miniature Ant-Man size, just like walk on up. They call him the Tick,
Yeah.
which he ticked that dick. But he just crawled right inside of a penis.
He's like scratching at the walls of the penis, and the guy's like, "Oh,
And then what happened, Jake?
oh!" He sneezed.
Which,
The tick
yeah,
sneezed inside, and then grew into his normal size
and
and
just
exploded this man
blew
from the
his
inside out.
blew his lover, but not in a friendly way. He blew his lover in half.
And then he cries about it a little bit, and
Well, I mean, that's like his boyfriend.
yeah, but be better,
Yeah, I mean, if all it takes is a slight sneeze,
Yeah.
maybe in the springtime, don't crawl inside your lover's dick.
But there's a actually this is like Chad says, it's like the first like 10-15 minutes of the show or of the first episode of the show, and uh Frenchie and oh my God,
Kimiko.
where is she? Kimiko are in there, and basically the boys are Carl Urban, uh uh well, let me call them by their actual names: Billy Butcher, Huey, Kimiko, Frenchie, MM. Is that everyone? I think that's
Yeah,
everyone.
MM is technically retired at this point in time.
Yeah, but those are the boys, and so now the boys are working for the government, uh, wrangling up uh, soups that are bad, and
Yeah.
so Frenchie and Kimiko are there to observe. I finger quoted for those of you that are just watching or listening. Uh, um, and this guy sneezes inside of his boyfriend's dick and blows him to smithereens. And so there's a very funny scene where Frenchie is like, "Oh, we got to catch this guy. He's a bad guy. He's a soup that's killing people, blah, blah, blah." And the tick shrinks down into a very small size and runs up Frenchie's leg. And Kimiko like runs in the room, and Frenchie is like freaking out. And he's like, "Get him! He's trying to go up my ass." It's super funny.
It
Uh,
is really funny, but like, just like Ant-Man in the MCU,
mhm.
like even though he's tiny, like he's still his strength is relative.
He's stronger when he's smaller.
Yeah,
Technically, is how Ant-Man works. Yeah.
yeah, because like I said, relative. So like relativity. So like he can just like grab and normally if you could just
Well,
kind of like shove a grown ass man across the room when he's tiny, that same strength is amplified.
yeah.
So he's just yeeting Frenchie and Kimiko, as they call her in the show. In the comics, they
She's
just refer to her as the girl. So if you hear
yeah.
us call her the girl, that's why. It's not because we're being rude to her character.
Yeah.
That's
She's
because
actually
that's
like my
her
favorite
character's
character on
name.
the show.
I
Actually, this is one of the rare occasion, well, not so rare because I have
it's
openly
it's
said that I
getting
like,
better in Hollywood and stuff like that with
well, I
strong
openly
female
say
characters.
this all the time that I like villains sometimes more than I like heroes because I think villains are better written.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I fucking love Homelander. I think he is such a good bad guy. But uh Kimiko, the girl slash the girl, is one of my favorite female characters in a superhero thing right that's
Her
happening right now. Yeah,
her
she's
character
awesome.
is so compelling, and we get it. It's either in episode 2 or episode 3 where like she opens up about how her childhood was robbed from her because she was forced to
Yeah.
become a soup,
Hmm.
and it's just like she's so well written. I
Well,
absolutely love it.
and if we're gonna talk about, since you brought it up, we have to talk about that scene then. And we're gonna bounce around a little bit because we have 3 episodes to go over.
Right.
But the reason she is freaking out about that is because they go to basically like a Disneyland, but it's like Homelander
Yeah,
and like the Seven
it's
Land or whatever.
Votland.
and she they're trying to get
Avengers Campus, if you will.
they're trying to get information out of a soup, and by dodging a blast from the soup they're trying to get information out of, people die and in front of little kids. And she's like, I robbed those kids of their childhood now because that's what happened to me. And it's pretty deep. I liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sad.
And it gives
And
so much, like, a lot of clarity to the complexity of her character because when we first met her, she was pretty much feral,
mhm.
and now she's trying to learn to play the piano and, like,
Oh yeah.
just loves
That scene was
doing
amazing, by the
normal
way.
things.
I was like, wait, she can sing, but she can't talk? And then
And
I
then it
was like,
was
oh,
just
that
like
makes
in
sense.
her head, yeah.
Yeah. Uh,
It's
but
it's great.
mm,
Also, as we kind of learned at the end of season 2, that the senator,
oh,
Victoria. Oh my god, I did not look up what her last name is in the show.
whatever.
Um, is a soup. She
The
can
girl that
explode
now,
heads.
yeah, the girl who blew everyone's heads up in season two finale, and also who Huey is working for. Her name is, now we know Nadia, but her name
Yeah,
in the show is, oh,
Victoria something. I tried to like
uh,
draw that out as long as I could, but I couldn't. Vic, maybe, maybe, maybe. Victoria Newman. Sorry.
Newman,
Yeah.
yes.
And she's basically running like the superhuman task force for the CIA.
And that's
And
who the boys are working for while they're wrangling up soups.
right.
They're giving them to her, and then she's deciding what happens to them or how they get processed from there.
Yeah.
What? Yeah.
But Huey finds out that she is a soup. And it really kind of like changes everything because he's like, at the start of it, he's, working for the government, feeling like he's, fighting the soups
Doing
the
the right
right
thing.
way. And then finds out that she's a soup that can just
Well, and not
murk
just that,
anybody.
but their relationship between the two of them is like super flirty. Like
Yeah.
she like steals his bagels and like like yeah, it's like a very flirty even though he's with Starlight,
Yeah, it's like
him and
his like best friend that happens to be a girl, sort of thing.
yeah,
Where
yeah.
and he even mentions it in one of the episodes, like, I met her daughter,
Yeah.
like we have inside jokes, like,
Yeah.
but I can't trust her anymore because like she's just been lying this entire time.
Hmm.
So Huey goes to Butcher and is like, fuck it. We do it your way.
We gotta do it your way.
My way wasn't working.
Huey basically sees her, as we know, she can explode people's bodies.
Anything.
Yeah.
Whatever she
Yeah.
focuses on, just
And Huey
infamous.
witnesses it happen um, to one of her friends who knows who she really is, to give context to what Chad just said. So, yeah, going forward, Huey's like, I thought I was doing the right thing and I was on the right side of things. I was wrong. Butcher, we got to do it your way. We got to do it dirty. We got to do it gritty. We got to fuck some shit up. And just the look on Butcher's face is just, he's just like pissed. And it's like, yes,
Yeah.
yes. Because
Also,
I think
oh,
Butcher was kind of about to give up, kind of,
yeah.
right? Like he was like, at this point, he's been shot. He's run down. He's, sorry, I burped into the camera. Uh, and I'm drinking beer and whiskey and yeah, whatever. But he's kind of like apologizing to Huey, which is a tender moment. And you can see Huey's like, fuck, I gotta tell him. And then he's like, hey man, Nadia's a soup. She killed somebody. We gotta do it your way. It was cool. This show is so fucking cool.
And one of the things that I never noticed is when how often Carl Urban as Billy Butcher does like that like side smirk when like things click or things start going his way or according to his plan. And I never noticed it until we talked to Russ last week, because that was like one of the things that he would consistently draw for Billy Butcher in the comics was like when like something just kind of like worked in his favor because
Yeah.
like the steps that he laid out, just that side smirk, just like kind of off to the side,
Yeah.
not the front and center, but and I was like, fuck, now I notice it, and
Yeah.
it's so great.
One of the we're just bouncing all over the place here, guys. Sorry.
Yeah,
There's 3 episodes to cover in not that much time because we don't want to kill all of like an hour and a half, 2 hours. But Homelander is off his fucking rocker. He is crazy. I mean, he's always been crazy, but he's always been controlled crazy.
yeah.
Now he's just crazy.
And we've just like watched him derail for the past 2 seasons. There's no more rails.
I
He
feel like
has
the
zero
girl that he
fucks.
killed in the first season at the end of season one, uh,
Hmm.
that's who was like keeping him like in check. And that's not a thing anymore.
Yeah, she played April in the original Karate Kid. Just throwing that out there, in case you guys were wondering.
It's yeah, he is unhinged, man. It's scary because it's I mean the basis of the show is that if the Justice League were killing people and bad guys, what could we do to stop it?
Yeah,
Yeah, and he's the Superman character, like the ultimate
yeah.
fucking guy, and yeah,
And
he's a
he goes on a
psycho.
tirade about that, like
Yeah,
on live TV, and is like, "No, like you guys can't stop me.
yeah,
Like I am better than all of you. I can do whatever I want." And he's
yeah.
like, "Oh, he lost it." Also, it turns out that his like Nazi girlfriend from season 2 is still alive, and
She gives him some. Let me put it this way: he gets a Hojo from a Nugget Nazi, and that will be our sorry mom
sorry,
moment for
mom.
this episode.
But also, mom, if you listen this far, do not Google Hojo
Or Nugget.
Nugget. Sure that you
We
went
all
to
know
high
what
school.
Nazis
We all
are.
know what Nazis are. Don't Google the rest of it, please. And to our
Um,
listeners, if you don't know,
look it up.
keep some innocence. Don't
No,
look it
don't.
up.
Look it up.
Yeah.
You gotta know why it's funny.
Okay.
Just picture a chicken nugget
But with just one arm.
with a face.
A face and one arm.
Yeah.
Hojo.
If you don't know what Hojo is,
Just explain it at this point in time. You've,
it's
we've.
a hand job from a chicken nugget with one arm, and she's a Nazi. So Hojo from Nugget Nazi. Okay, all right, we're done.
Yeah.
Uh,
Mm.
sorry, parents. This is your fault. You raised me. Uh,
One of them did.
whoa! Whoa!
You told me if I ever got the moment to seize it, and I
No,
did.
yes, you did. And that's hilarious. Oh my God. I love you, Dad.
Lo-
I,
I love
I
you,
don't.
Jake's mom, not
I,
not the other one.
oh my God. That's so funny. Uh, one of the more fucked up, I mean, again, we're bouncing around here. But one of the more fucked up scenes in these 3 episodes, because we're just covering these. Deep is now back in the seven, and he's married, and he's having sex with his wife, and he's staring at a squid in a fish tank, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you like that? You want to jerk me off with all those arms? Mom, tune out, please." And then and then later on in that same episode, Homelander is like, "Welcome back to the Seven Deep. We got this like giant spread of food for you." And it's like lobster and
It's
fish, it's
all
oysters.
seafood.
Yeah, and one of them is the squid
Yeah.
that he was banging his wife to and talking to, and it gets weird. I'll let you go with it, dude.
So the squid's name is Timothy,
Timothy.
and Deep is like, dude, I can't eat this. This is Timothy. He's my friend. And Homelander's like, eat the squid. And then his wife texts him from across the table, is like, eat the fucking squid. Or eat the fucking octopus, because it's an octopus, not a
Yeah,
squid.
yeah.
Sorry. And so he's like, but he has like a family. And he's like, I don't care. Eat him. And he like puts Timothy in his mouth, and he's like, oh my God, he's praying.
Yeah.
Like,
He's
because
begging for his life.
the Deep is Aquaman. He can speak to
Yeah.
fish. Um, and the squid's like trying to like fight its way out of his mouth, and then he just bites down and just like
And it
ink just like rolls out of his mouth. It's so gross and so fucked
sad.
up
It's so
and
sad.
and
Yeah, it's
sad.
yeah.
Oh my God.
It's fucked up. This show is so fucked up.
It's
It's so good
so
though.
good though. Yeah. We do get to see. Sorry, I don't want to like dwell on him like eating his sexual fantasy. Um, but we do get to see Butcher and Ryan, who is his
Mm.
late wife's child that from
Rape
Homelander.
child. It's a
Yeah,
rape child.
from Homelander.
And from Homelander, yeah.
And
But it's cool to see that Butcher has like a relationship with him.
yeah, and has like that side to him. Um, I mean, he very quickly blows it by the end of the third episode.
Ooh, yeah,
Yeah, it was a very dick move. Um, but also, Butcher is taking a compound, or took a compound, called V24.
yeah. Compound V24. If you can't guess what the 24 means, it means 24 hours.
Yeah, so it's not the compound V that turns a soup into a soup long term. It wears off. And
Yeah.
it's being developed by Vought for like military purposes. But Maeve,
Queen
Queen
Maeve.
Maeve, yeah, basically the Wonder Woman of the Seven, gives Butcher a few doses of it so that he can fight back. And he uses it to beat the shit out of a soup. And
Yeah,
then his laser eyes kicked in very unexpectedly and just splits the dude's face in half.
yeah, yeah.
Very gory, but we see that Butcher's kind of like battling, like coming down from it. It's basically like crack cocaine. Like
Mhm.
the withdrawals seem to be just wrecking him.
Yeah.
Throws up in Huey's face, just like this green vial.
Dude, all right. First, I gotta say, every Huey always gets covered in some nasty shit.
Yeah, he's always like, "What the
Always, it's
fuck?"
continuous. He's like, ah! Like every time, dude. Anyways, keep an eye
Uh,
out for that because I am sure it's gonna keep happening in the show. But yeah,
but also Huey, when he decides that he wants to do it Butcher's way, is like, I have to have a real reason to get out of work because my boss now suspects that I know something. So he,
and his boss is Nadia, who is a soup, a
yeah,
murderous soup. So
yeah.
he's like, she's gonna know if I just stop showing up to work. I need an actual reason.
And if I say I'm sick, like she'll see right through it.
Yeah.
So he's like, break my arm. And Kimiko's like,
To
okay.
yeah. And
Well, she just
then
kind of like,
and Literally,
nods.
everybody in the room is like, cool, except for who Martin, right? Marvin, sorry,
Marvin,
Marvin
or Mother's
is
Milk
like,
is what MM
yeah,
stands for.
I call him but his name is Marvin, and he's just like, whoa, 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 whoa. He's because Kimiko is about to break. For those of you who can't see what I'm doing right now, about to break Huey's arm at the elbow, and just like a carrot.
Yeah,
And and Marvin's like, whoa, 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 don't do it there. Do it here, south of the elbow, no permanent damage. And I mean, she just fucking like a piece of broccoli, just and
yeah,
his you can see his bone like doesn't come through the skin, but you can see it like protruding on the skin.
yeah.
And
And he's
he's
like,
like,
"Okay, I'm gonna
ah!
count down from 3, 1, 2," and then Kimiko's like,
Okay.
"Snap!"
Yeah, it is brutal. Also, really cool to see that Huey is, you know, kind of he's really stepping up with the boys. I mean, he's
Yeah,
like
he's
he's
starting to
that.
become more of like the wee Huey
Mhm.
from the comics, where he's a little bit
Yeah.
more gritted, ready to go.
Uh,
We also Soldier Boy. You.
Soldier Boy, tell him. You.
Jensen Ackles was kind of like the precursor to
He's short.
Homelander.
He's short. Just saying he's short.
Yeah.
He's short.
I think for most girls that are that in love with him, that normally are like, needs to be at least 6 feet, they're going to ignore it for Jensen Ackles. I
My
would.
my girlfriend being one of them. That's why I need to
Just throwing that
point
out
out
there.
that he is short. Yeah. Whatever.
Height doesn't matter.
I like Jensen Ackles.
I do too.
I want him to play Wolverine because he's tiny and angry and has a deep voice. He's little.
Yeah,
So
I can see it. Especially after like the promos for this show or for this season.
yeah. But
But
yeah,
supposedly there's a weapon that killed Soldier Boy back in the 80s, and that's what the boys are now after.
mhm.
And we get like flashbacks of Soldier Boy in the 80s with Grace Mallory, who's kind of like the CIA handler for
and,
Butcher.
and Sam, is it Sam? The African American guy from um oh God.
Oh, are you thinking of Stan?
Breaking Bad?
Stan Edgar.
Stan.
Yeah,
I was close.
you were close.
Yeah. We get to see we see a younger version of him too.
Yeah,
Yeah. Which is
and
cool.
yeah, and he's just as like calculated and menacing. He plays such a good villain
Yeah.
at all times.
Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Breaking Bad. The Boys. What else? I'm missing something.
He's done. They modeled in Far Cry 6, I think. Like the villain is modeled after him. He voices him. Just. Oh, I feel bad. I can't remember the actor's first name, but Giancarlo is his last name.
Hmm.
Absolutely just fantastic actor. But so we get some flashbacks with Soldier Boy. Supposedly he's dead from this weapon, and that's what the boys are after.
Hmm.
We know from interviews that Soldier Boy isn't actually dead, but we see or episode 3 ends with the boys are now going to go to Russia to find this weapon that killed Soldier Boy.
Yeah.
Fuck, this show is
Yeah.
good.
It's so good.
So we skipped a lot of stuff.
Just go watch. You guys got it. If you're not watching this show, you shouldn't be listening to this podcast. If this is
Right.
what we do, like, go watch this fucking show. It's insane.
Yeah, and I mean, you have a theory about when they get to Russia with this weapon that they're looking for. Tell the people. I know they want to hear it.
They do. They do. All 12 of them.
There's more than 12.
I know. I know.
There's 13.
I this is where we're gonna find Jensen Ackles as Soldier Boy, and they're
You.
going to
Sorry.
and they're going to bring him into the fight. I think their idea is going to be to use him. And if you don't know, Soldier Boy is basically the Captain America of the boys.
Mm-hmm.
He's strong. He looks like a douche. Yeah, it's like spot on. Um,
Love you,
and
Chris Evans.
yeah, I do love Chris Evans, and I do love Captain America, but
Yeah.
they definitely modeled him after it. But he's a racist piece of shit, and I
Misogynistic
think,
douche.
yeah,
He's basically
yeah,
the Hydra version of Captain America.
yeah, yeah. I don't.
Bucky
I guess I
Barnes.
don't know.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I
Just
don't really
kidding.
know what I expect from Soldier Boy. I think they think they're gonna use him to like help against Homelander, but I think Soldier Boy, the way that they're making it seem is that Homelander is working his way into being like a Nazi-ish kind of person,
Yeah.
and Soldier Boy is a racist piece of shit, and I think they're gonna end up teaming up, and I think that's what's gonna push the boys in Carl Urban and sorry, Billy Butcher and Huey into taking Compound V24 to fight the Supes
Yeah.
because yeah,
I'm excited. I
yeah,
I've loved this show for the first two seasons. These first three episodes, I am so enthralled with where it's going to go.
yeah,
I can't wait. It comes out on Fridays on Amazon Prime. If you don't have Amazon Prime, get it.
yeah,
You can even do it monthly. You don't have to do for the full year. So like you can just watch it until the show's done and then cancel it if you're like super against Amazon.
yeah.
Um, but watch the show, guys. It's
Yeah.
so good.
So fucking God. Oh my
So fucking
God.
god.
Oh
Oh
my
my
God.
god.
um,
Wrong. Lola's
we're
right
done.
here, you fucking brothel sprout.
We gotta move on. We have to move on. And we're gonna move on
Yes.
with our second
Are we
sponsor.
gonna move on? Is that what we're gonna do? Say it one
That's
more
what
time
we're
and I'll
gonna
believe
do.
you.
We're gonna move on.
Okay. Who's our
Our
second
second
sponsor?
our second sponsor is Crybaby Craig's hot sauce. It's a
0 calories,
I
zero
knew
sugar.
it! I knew it! I was waiting for it. I knew it was gonna happen. God damn it. Crybaby Craig's is a pickled habanero and garlic hot sauce that goes on practically anything. Listen up and we'll tell you more about it.
Hey, you nerds. Do you love spice? Supporting small businesses? What about enhancing the flavor of your favorite foods? If you said yes to any of those, our good friends over at Crybaby Craig's have the perfect solution for you. Crybaby Craig's is a pickled habanero and garlic hot sauce that goes perfectly with your favorite foods, adding the perfect amount of spice and enhancing the flavor of everything it touches. Started in Minneapolis by Craig back in 2012, Crybaby Craig's has become a Minneapolis and Minnesota staple in the sauce world. So head over to crybabycraigs.com and order yours today. Welcome back, everyone. So this week we're also going to be diving into a little bit of episode 3 of Obi-Wan Kenobi, now streaming on Disney Plus. I know last week when we talked about it, I kept calling it Kenobi, and Jake kept calling it Obi-Wan. We want you to know, neither of us were right, neither of us were wrong.
You're an idiot.
No, but this show is so good.
So good.
Like, I know that we've been saying that a lot lately, but that's because there's a lot of good shit coming out.
Yeah. I mean, and like, I just want to throw it out there real quick. Like, we haven't even started talking about Stranger Things season 4 yet. Also, on, was it Wednesday? Help me out here. Miss
Miss
Marvel
Marvel comes out.
drops. Like,
Oh,
we have so fucking much to talk
Oh yeah,
about.
Minnesotan there. So
We have
much.
so much to fucking talk about, all right? Tapioca.
We're gonna have to put all these things into a hot dish and take it over to the quick trip there. Yeah.
Yeah, we have so much to talk about, guys. This is insane. Right now, we're just gonna stick to Obi-Wan.
Right now.
But
My God.
look forward to those other things in the very near
We
future.
might
And
have to
so,
we might have to do like a bonus episode or something like that to
yeah,
talk about Stranger Things. We just might have to.
I gotta get that one to watch season 3 before I even start season 4. Ugh.
I'm not gonna lie, I've only watched the first 2 seasons, so I gotta watch season 3 and then season 4. So
Okay.
I know
Well, that's
that's
perfect.
on me, but
We'll
I'll get
get
through
through
it
it
before
together.
I'll get through it before she does. But
That's very true. Oh my God, dinner smells so good. We gotta finish. Obi-Wan.
are you coming? I'm
Uh,
just kidding. Sorry. Hmm. That,
Obi-Wan. Uh, they're still on the run from
yeah,
the episode 2
yeah. From
finale.
the
Yeah.
Inquisitors, uh, the I think we kept calling her the third sister. Uh,
Second sister.
it is the
Yeah.
second sister.
Yeah.
So I do apologize about that.
And
Also,
she is very much on Vader's face. She's squatting on his face. She really wants to squat on his
she
face.
wants to be the new Grand Inquisitor.
Yeah.
Um, it's Moses Ingram, and I do just want to address this. I didn't talk to you about it, but if you don't like the character, let it be because you don't like the character.
Hmm.
Don't be a racist piece of shit.
Oh yeah,
Okay?
people are dumb that way. Yeah. This is
Like,
America. We get it. The rest of the
we
world.
shouldn't get it.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
problem.
Oh no, oh no. I'm saying that we people who are not dumb
Pieces of shit.
Republican understand that
Whoa!
that color of your skin does not make you a shitty person. It's actually being a Republican or a simple-minded person that makes you a piece of shit. Uh,
But also, if
listen to our other podcast.
the All Things Political podcast coming this fall.
Oh
Oh, like
God.
coming.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, they did it with Kamala Khan, the girl playing Kamala Khan. I forget her real name in real life, but they did it with her too. In Miss Marvel coming up,
yeah.
they did it with the girl
Marie.
America.
Oh yeah.
What's her real name?
Uh, Chidel Gomez.
The girl who plays America Chavez in Doctor Strange too.
They did it
Everybody
to
gave
Marie Tran.
like the girl's only 16 years old, and people are sending her death threats because of her. You know what I mean? And we are way off topic. Sorry, I
No,
am so sorry.
but this is important. Like,
Yeah,
if you don't like the character because the way that it's written or portrayed,
yeah,
it's because she's doing her job. You're not
yeah,
supposed to like
yeah,
the villain. You're supposed to understand their motives, but not like them. She's doing a
and you,
phenomenal job. And if you're being racist,
yeah,
you're not a Star Wars fan. I'm
yeah,
sorry. It's based in outer space. I'm sorry
yeah,
that not everyone's white to you racist pieces of shit.
yeah, yeah. And if you don't
There.
like a character, don't like the character. You can't knock the actress or actor
Actor.
playing
The
playing the character. It's
the
not their,
actors in general, you
yeah,
cannot blame them for it.
yeah.
They're
Also,
doing their
also,
job.
also, if you're a racist piece of shit,
Stop
you
listening.
should. Yeah, we don't want you
I
here.
will gladly watch our numbers plummet.
Yeah,
Not that we have a lot of racists because we kind of call them out regularly.
yeah,
But if
yeah,
you're still here and you're racist, like, go fuck yourself.
yeah.
I
And it like if you don't think you're racist, but like maybe you might be racist. If anything that we just said in the past like 2 minutes upset you, get the fuck out of here.
fucking leave. You're not a fan.
Yeah,
You're
you're
not.
just a you're
You're a
just a dick.
gatekeeping piece of shit. And there's no room for you. I
Well,
got very worked up, but like this has been
we
bothering
both
me.
did. This country is going in a
Handbasket.
backwards spiral down a Australian toilet right now. It is real bad here in America.
It's
Oh,
not
sorry.
great,
Let
Cotton.
me say that again. It's going real bad here in America.
See, we tried to lighten it up for the people that stuck with us through that rant.
Yeah.
And the people that stuck with us through that rant because they agree with us, we love you.
You're
You
in the right place.
you are in the right place, and you are true fans because you understand that like this is a space for everybody.
That made me want whiskey. I got
That's
real. I got real. My face is like flushed. I'm warm now. I got mad.
you can't tell it because I'm white and I saw sun in the past couple of days, so like my face is already red. I'm very worked up. Stop being a piece of shit. Okay? If you don't like an actor because of the way that they look, go fuck yourself. If you don't like a character because of the way it's written, understandable. Has nothing to do with who the person is. Done.
Or the color of
Done.
their fucking skin. Or their
Yeah.
gender.
Or their identity
Yeah.
or preferences.
Isn't it the
Nothing.
like gender identity? Yeah.
Yeah. None of it. Oh, sorry to get
Ugh.
so worked up, but like we
We're-
said, this is important, and
yeah.
it's also June. It's Pride Month. Like,
No.
not that
And we
I don't
support
know much about
oh,
Moses Ingram as an actress. Don't know if she's a member or an ally. Doesn't matter. People are people. Fucking treat them with respect.
no.
They're doing a job. If you don't like it, go fuck yourself.
Or don't watch it.
Or don't watch
They
it.
don't want you watching that shit anyway. You know what I mean? Like, fuck
Yeah.
you. No. Anyways, let's move past this.
Yes.
I know it's passionate thing. You and I are very on the same page politically,
Yeah.
but this is not what this is about. So
Right.
I
Sorry, guys, for the
we're not
the
we're not
outburst.
gonna edit it because
No.
it's important.
It is important. That all that's fucking saying.
But
Oh, but yeah, they're still on the run. Obi-Wan
Uh.
and young Leia. Young Leia.
you
Uh,
gotta I don't whatever I wrote down. You gotta take the next talking point because I wrote something weird here and I don't know what I wrote. I wrote Leia's
Mom.
mom. That makes sense.
So
Yeah.
while they're on the run, Obi-Wan basically has created he's created like aliases for them. So that if they get stopped, they can create a passing stories instead of showing who they actually are. And Obi-Wan is actually the one to slip up and calls Leia by her actual name instead of her alias. And some stormtroopers noticed.
Mhm.
And he's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Like, Leia was her mother. We miss her very much.
Yeah,
Just when I look at her, I see so much of her." And it's a very touching moment. And then
because it's true.
it is very true. And
Yeah.
Leia picks up on it immediately. And she's like, you knew my real mom. And he's like, "Yes, I did." And she's like, "Are you my dad?" And he's like, "No." She's like, "Do you know my dad?" And he's like, "Pass." But it is a very touching scene. Leia also in this episode shows that like not only is she cunning and witty and able to stick with the story to survive, but she's also she's a 10-year-old. She's a little naive.
Naive as shit. Yeah.
Because the first person that they come across, she like flags them down and is like, "Help us!"
Yeah.
And Obi-Wan's like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "There are some
You
people
need-
out there that you can trust."
Yeah, you gotta trust people. And literally the first thing that this guy does
Fucking
is
betray them.
fuck them out, fuck them over, like right away.
Thanks a lot,
And-
Zach Braff.
And yeah, that's the funniest part about it is it's Zach Braff, which Chad and I are both huge fans of,
Yeah.
from Scrubs. If you know Scrubs, he played JD in Scrubs.
Yeah.
and he voices. I don't think he and um, Yelena, what's her name in real life?
Florence Pugh.
Florence Pugh. Yeah, they're not together anymore. Now she's with
Rumor has it that she's with Will Poultier,
woo, way better. He's like her age, that's great. Uh,
and he's gonna be Adam Warlock, which is dope.
yeah. So,
Who
anyways,
knows? But yeah,
Zach Braff
immediately
played this character, and he fucks them over
betrays them like
right away.
immediately. Takes them to like a
Yeah.
checkpoint. They get into a little bit of a gunfight, and then it looks like an Imperial officer saves their lives, which is
Mhm.
weird. But it's actually a spy that was sent by what's his character's name in the show? Ha- I don't want to say it wrong. Kumail Nanjiani's character.
Oh yeah, yeah,
It
yeah,
was
yeah.
supposed to
Okay,
be their
yeah.
contact.
Kumail, we love you, Kumail.
Come back, like be in more episodes, please. I'm hoping for it.
Please, I hope so. So
I
yeah,
love him so much.
yeah.
But the spy is played by Indira Varma. In the show, her name is Tala. You might recognize her from Game of Thrones. She was
She
the
was,
leader of the Sand Snakes.
yeah.
Not to talk over you. I'm sorry.
No, I was trying to talk over you.
Yeah,
Not
Dick.
trying. I was gonna talk, and then I was like, yeah, he's still going. I'll leave it alone. But she is the girl. She was Martell's wife, who also killed Jamie and Cersei's daughter by kissing her with the
Marcella.
poison lipstick. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, she seems like a awesome person in this show. I'm excited to see where this goes. Yeah.
Another badass female character. She's willing to like sacrifice herself to like go save Obi-Wan,
Yeah.
which we'll get to in a minute,
Yeah.
because the big thing that we see in this show
A
or in this
penis.
episode. No, that was the boys.
No. Oh, my bad.
And it
Oh,
was only because the character was really
he
small.
was very small. Yeah.
But we get to see Hayden Christensen as Darth Vader.
Which I think it's weird that they paid out to, and maybe they'll prove me wrong later in the show. I think it's weird that they paid out what they did for Hayden Christensen to play Darth Vader because, you know,
I think
you
it's
know,
because we're going to get more flashbacks throughout
yeah,
the last 3 episodes.
I think so too. Yeah,
Because
but
there's also some behind the scenes where it looked like he was saber trading with his blue lightsaber, and it looked like he was
mhm,
wearing like Clone War
mhm,
armor,
yeah,
like from the show. So that's why I'm expecting that they paid so much to have him come back.
yeah. I actually
Also, it's
had to
just like,
explain it
yeah.
to, so Nicole and I, as you know, watched, Nicole, my girlfriend, has not seen any of the Star Wars movies, and I've been making her watch Obi-Wan, and we watched the first Star Wars movie with Mark Hamill and
Oh, yeah. A New Hope, the
and
first one that came out, the one that
yeah,
started everything.
and when Obi-Wan gives Luke his saber for the first time, he's like, "This was your father's," and Nicole's like, "Oh, it's gonna be red," and I was like, "No." You're like, burn. And she's like, "Why is it not red?" And I was like, "Because originally he was a good guy, and he didn't have the red saber at first, So
Yeah.
it was. Yeah,
And at the end of episode 3, which she doesn't know this yet, but
she
Obi-Wan
doesn't.
took that lightsaber and was like, I'm going to give this to your child one day. No,
Yeah.
kind of. Uh,
But one of the biggest callbacks to the original Star Wars movies and film franchise, whatever TV shows, is that James Earl Jones, who originally voiced Darth Vader, is back and also voicing Darth Vader now, even though Hayden Christensen is maybe in the suit. I don't know who's in the suit,
he
but
he is in the suit. That's been confirmed. Also, Hayden Christensen is way taller than Ewan McGregor in real life. So, like, it makes sense, even though, like, Darth Vader's supposed to be, like, close to, like, 7 feet tall because of all the
mhm,
prosthetics. Whatever. but in comparison to Ewan McGregor, it looks right still.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's James Earl Jones actually voicing Darth Vader, which is awesome because in the latter seasons of the or the last season of the Clone Wars and even in Rebels, it's just a voice actor that can
Yeah.
mimic James Earl Jones's voice.
Hmm.
But it's actually him back for this, which is just fantastic. And also terrifying.
He is scary. Yeah, he's
It's the
brutal.
most maniacal version of Darth Vader that we have seen in live action.
I mean, there's like a scene. Did you care if I say it?
Go for it. Are you
Okay.
going to talk about the village scene or the
Oh,
with?
no, you do that, and then
Okay,
I'll talk about the. Yeah, yeah.
so there's a part where Darth Vader is in the village where Obi-Wan and Leia and Tala are hiding, and he's just walking through the town, and people are trying to like protest the Empire first off, but also I don't even think that they know that Obi-Wan is there, but they're just protesting the Empire. And as Hayden Christensen in the suit is like walking through, he's just grabbing people through the Force, like choking them out as someone else starts to protest while he's choking this other person. He uses the Force and just like snaps their neck, throws body. Like he's just wreaking havoc and is
Yeah.
just terrified because he's just like walking.
Yeah.
Like no
Just murdering
urgency.
people. Like,
He's just
he's just picking dandelions out of the fucking ground as he's walking, is what he's doing. Like, it is.
fucking
Yeah.
terrifying.
It's wild.
So Obi-Wan runs basically to give Leia a chance to escape and to draw Vader away because he knows that he's there for him.
Yeah.
And then they're confronted.
Yeah. Which is crazy that it happened in the fucking third episode. I didn't think that it was going to happen so soon.
I did not. I
But
figured second to last episode.
Obi-Wan and Anakin, aka Darth Vader, uh, confront each other, and Vader picks Obi-Wan up with the Force, lifts him into the air, lights a fucking explodes a tank, lights a fire underneath Obi-Wan, and then lowers Obi-Wan into the fire and starts burning him alive. It is like holy shit, dude. And he's like, what does he say? He's like,
It's like
this is
this
only
is the like the least of the pain that you will suffer.
yeah.
I was like,
It is so
burning to death?
brutal. It
Burning
is
to death is
brutal.
the
Yeah.
nicest thing that you have in store for me.
Yeah. It
Fuck.
was, and Obi-Wan is like screaming in pain, like, and then Tala uh starts shooting people with a sniper blaster.
Yeah,
Eh.
sounds
And
right.
it basically saves him from being burned alive. But holy shit, dude, it is like Chad said, it is terrifying. This is a, if you watched the original like three Star Wars movies with Mark Hamill, I mean, Vader's the bad guy, but they stepped it up quite a bit.
Yeah. Well,
It's
in the original, Vader is terrifying because of just his presence,
Mhm.
not because of his actions. But this is also now 15 years younger when he's just filled with rage.
Rage, yeah.
And it just amplifies how terrifying Darth Vader is as a villain.
Yeah.
Probably one of the greatest villains in cinematic history.
Hmm. And we know that like Obi-Wan's not going to defeat him. I mean, he may defeat him in a fight, but
It's just a setback,
yeah,
a flesh wound,
because
but there's not much flesh
it's a
left to
mere
go.
flesh wound. Come on, you coward. For those of you who have not seen Monty Python and the Holy Grail,
Make sure that you have your parents' permission to continue watching. Uh,
But yeah, holy shit, man, it's so good. Uh,
and how does
and
the
then
episode end?
you go.
Okay.
I talked for like
Yeah.
10 minutes here.
Well, so then this episode ends with the second sister. Uh, Her character's name is Reva, played by Moses Ingram. Uh, she finds young Leia all alone because Tala went to go save Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan ran
Oh
off
shit,
first.
yeah, we kind of fucked up because the Tala was taking Leia through the tunnels, and
Right.
then Leia was like, I can get through here by myself. You need to go help Obi-Wan. And she is like, okay, just follow this straight. There'll be somebody, a pilot, waiting for you when you get there.
Right.
And then Tala goes and saves Obi-Wan. But as you were saying, and I'll let you go. Go ahead.
Yeah, and then so when Leia gets to the end of the tunnels, there's just a dead pilot, and Reva, the second sister, is waiting there for her. And Leia runs, Reva follows her, and that's kind of where they left that plot point. So we don't know
Mm,
what's going to happen. I'm assuming that's where episode 4 will pick up. Also, last week, guys, we told you that the show comes out on Fridays because that's when the first 2 episodes came out. It now comes out on Wednesdays.
mhm.
So when this episode comes out, episode 4 will be out as well. So if you haven't watched it yet, or if you've watched episode 3 and wanted a little bit more insight, listen to this before you watch episode 4, and we'll talk about that more next week. But I mean, that's kind of the episode in a nutshell. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, we skip plot points like we've been trying to do because we don't want to ruin every single thing of every episode or every movie for you. But so I think you want to go ahead and close out the episode, Jake?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right.
Guys, we shit. I sorry. Keep it in there.
Yeah,
Uh, friends, we love you guys. Fuck. We
we
love
love you all.
you. We love you people.
Yeah,
And go check out our Patreon. We got a web store and website up.
yeah.
Uh,
Brand new website, just
yeah.
allthingsnerdpodcast.com. Our web store is built into the website.
Mhm.
So it's no longer like multiple sites for everyone. Just All Things Nerd Podcast. You can always find the latest episode up on there. Merch. We'll always have featured merch up, as well as uh, kind of like a cause that we want to give back to. So if you guys ever guys, I'm sorry. If you ever feel like you want to donate, we will list the causes that we are focusing on for a couple months at a time, and anything that you give through that goes directly to that cause. Also, we have our next live stream. We officially have a date. I know that we said it would be this month. It
It's
will
been a
be.
really long time since we've done a
Yeah.
live stream, yeah.
You want to talk about it, Jake?
No, you go. Go.
All right. So on July 2nd, it's a Saturday. It is a long weekend. We are going to do the Hot Ones challenge with some vegan chicken nuggets and all of the
They
hot
get the
sauces from the Hot Ones challenge. Ooh, yeah.
I'm gonna get the box. I'm gonna get the
He's
box.
gonna pull out the box. So we're gonna go a little bit above and beyond the Hot Ones challenge because obviously one of our sponsors is a hot sauce creator, Crybaby Craig's, and then also, was it your uncle Jake? Oh, he can't hear me. He doesn't have your uncle made
Huh?
the other hot sauce.
Oh yeah. My Uncle Deo. It's called Deo's or Deo's Daring Hot Sauce or something like that.
Yeah, so
I don't have it with me,
we're gonna
but
have a couple extra hot sauces in there. So what we want
Well,
you guys to do is ask us questions that you want us to answer while we are suffering through spice. The
yeah.
spice.
We'll take the first 12, right?
Yep, the first
The
12.
first 12 questions that do not like coincide. So if someone has already asked the question, obviously we won't answer it twice. So the first 12 questions will.
Yeah, and if you want to submit a question, do it on Facebook, Instagram, or through our new website through the contact us uh, link at the bottom or at the top, both of them. But ask us questions that you want us to answer while we are struggling and fighting against hiccups and tears. It's going to be brutal. The next
It's
day
gonna be
is going to
bad.
be rough.
Yeah.
It's going to be real bad, okay? But yeah, I mean, we love all of you. Thank you so much for sticking around. I mean, 67 weeks. And we've taken a couple of weeks off because of moving and all that stuff. So, you guys are the reason why we do it. And we love you. Go ahead, Jake.
This has been the All Things Nerd podcast.